Imagine standing on the deck of a cargo ship, the size of 3 football fields. It weighs over 100,000 tons. Wind is howling. The current is pulling sideways. Every wave is pushing with unbelievable force. And yet, this entire floating city is being held in place by one curved piece of metal, an anchor. But think about it for a second. How can something so small stop something so massive? And here's an even stranger question. If you dropped that same anchor in the middle of the deep ocean, would it even work? And if you pulled it the wrong way, could you actually damage your own ship? Today on Common Things, Surprising Origins, we're breaking down the heavy engineering behind anchors and answering the questions you didn't even know you had. Most people think the anchor does all the work. It doesn't. The real power comes from the chain. On large ships, a single chain link can weigh more than 130 kilograms. And here's something surprising. The chain often weighs more than the anchor itself. Why? Because when a captain anchors, they don't just drop the hook straight down. They release a long stretch of heavy chain across the seabed. Now ask yourself, why not just use a rope? Why all that extra weight? Because the weight changes the physics. The chain forms a curve along the ocean floor. So when waves push the ship backward, the ship first has to lift tons of steel chain off the ground. That absorbs energy. By the time the force reaches the anchor, it's pulling horizontally, not upward. And anchors are designed to dig deeper when pulled sideways. So instead of coming loose, they bury themselves even more. Clever, right? Now here's where things get interesting. If anchors are so powerful, why don't ships just drop anchor anywhere they want? What if a ship breaks down in the middle of the Pacific Ocean? The answer might surprise you. They usually can't anchor at all. Commercial ships can typically anchor only in water up to about 100 meters deep. But the open ocean can be thousands of meters deep. So what's the problem? The chain. Imagine hanging kilometers of solid steel straight down. The weight alone could snap the windlass, the giant motor that controls the chain. In extreme cases, it could even damage the ship's bow. So in deep water, ships don't anchor, they drift. Or, in the case of modern drill ships, they use dynamic positioning. Computers and thrusters constantly adjusting the ship's position every second. No anchor, just pure engineering control. Crazy, right? Here's a question most people never think about. If dropping an anchor is easy, how do you get it back? A 20-ton anchor buried in mud creates powerful suction. It's almost like it's vacuum sealed to the ocean floor. You can't just yank it straight up. The motor would struggle. The system could overheat. So what do crews do? Instead of pulling harder, the ship slowly moves forward. It positions itself directly above where the anchor is buried. Now the chain shifts from an angle to perfectly vertical. That vertical pull breaks the suction. Sailors call this moment breaking out. And when the anchor finally rises, it's usually covered in thick, heavy mud. High-pressure water jets blast it clean before it locks back into place. And just like that, a 200,000-ton giant that was completely still is free to move again. From color-coded chain markings that tell captains exactly how much chain is out, to the precise angle needed to break suction. Anchoring isn't just brute force. It's calculation. It's physics. It's experience refined over centuries. And next time you see a ship sitting perfectly still in rough water, ask yourself, is it really the anchor holding it? Or is it the chain? If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to subscribe to Common Things, Surprising Origins, where everyday objects hide extraordinary engineering. I'll see you in the next one.